Hello Scorpio, welcome to your September 2019 reading. Thanks for joining us. My name is Michelle.
My name is Richard.
And we'll be doing a he said, she said reading today, which means I'll be reading as you, Scorpio. Richard will be reading as the person that you are dealing with. And depending on how you identify, either side can resonate, so please keep that in mind. Let's take a quick look at your oracle cards. From the Mythic Oracle, 2 popped out for you, so I took them both. We've got Hermes and we also have Aphrodite here. Now Hermes, of course, is the trickster god. He seems to be around when life has a funny way of tripping us up and we find ourselves on strange or perplexing journeys. But these strange and perplexing journeys tend to be the journeys that unravel mysteries of life and of ourselves. That's Hermes at work. He might steal something from you, and as you go looking for it, you might instead discover something brand new. It's a classic example of how accidents or perhaps even unpleasant or strange events in life can lead you to your actual destiny. There are, of course, countless stories of people finding true meaning in life after experiencing illness or loss, or perhaps after hitting rock bottom. Now we also have the card of Aphrodite, which is, of course, the love goddess there. In all her beauty, here she represents desire, the will to pursue love. And to connect to Aphrodite is to connect to that powerful force propelling you forward in love. So love messages, let's see where this goes. Richard has pulled a card from the Mystic Sisters for the other person that you're dealing with here.
Yes, it's Orpheus and Eurydice. And I will give you a very abridged version of the story here, but what happened was that Eurydice, Orpheus' wife, died an untimely death, and Orpheus was able to convince Hades to bring her back under one condition, and that was that as they went up to the upper world, he was not allowed to look back at his wife. And as soon as he reached the upper world, in his anxiety, he turned around and looked at his wife, and she disappeared, this time forever. So what this card is about, and the key words here are limitations and acceptance. It's about having done everything you possibly can and then realizing that you simply have to accept a situation.
Okay, so let's see what we have here, Scorpio. We've already meditated on the energies, so we're going to cut these cards. I've got the 2 of Cups at the bottom, so it does seem to be about a love relationship. Let's take a look. We'll start with the status of this relationship, how you are viewing this person, Scorpio, the strengths, what you have working for you in the circumstances, what's working against you, the weaknesses, what you should continue to do, what you should stop doing or not do, and the likely outcome.
Okay, status of the relationship, how this person feels about you, Scorpio, strengths, weaknesses, what this person should keep doing, what they should stop doing, and the outcome if nothing changes.
Okay, let's take a look. We've got the Ace of Cups in the reverse. So it is symbolic of love running out, an opportunity going by the wayside. It speaks of an opportunity for emotional fulfillment not being taken advantage of, or perhaps a feeling of loss associated with that.
All right, looking over here, status of the relationship, we have the Star in reverse, which speaks to pessimism or a lack of hope.
Let's take a look and see how you might be viewing this person, Scorpio. We've got the 5 of Pentacles in the reverse. So there is a feeling of being left behind, left out. But I feel that this is seeking, a card of seeking to have that warmth again, seeking to feel warmth, seeking love. So it may be that there's a case of unrequited love or something that was not manifesting in your life. But as a result of that, I get that you might now be seeking something more, seeking something that is more emotionally fulfilling, rather than feeling like you don't have any love in your life.
All right, so looking over here at how this person feels about you, Scorpio, we've got the Page of Pentacles. in the upright. So it's about the seeking of a new opportunity.
Let's take a look and see what the strengths are here. And we have the Moon card in the upright, card of Pisces. But more than anything, it speaks of a darker kind of energy. And when I think about Hermes as being one of the few gods that could come out, could travel into the underworld and come back out again, and we see that also with that card over there, symbolic of coming out of the underworld and coming back out into the light again. That's how I'm feeling around this, is that someone is traveling through this darker time in their life, a more troubled time, a difficult journey, and there is, although I get the sense that there has been perhaps either a situation of unrequited love, and as a result there is this traveling through this colder energy, this more wintry energy, that there is a chance to come out of this, to when we least expect it. It's kind of like I'm feeling like, because there hasn't been love or love attained in the past, somebody's feeling a loss of hope, losing that perspective. But I get that right in front of them, or just around the corner, very close energy, is the opportunity to have exactly what they crave in life, if they can pull themselves out of this more darker energy here.
Yes, and that seems to be reflected here in this star in reverse as well, doesn't it?
Right.
All right, so let's look over here at strengths. We've got the Eight of Pentacles. So I think it's about a willingness to work on something.
Yeah.
A willingness to work towards a goal.
Yeah. A lot of practical energy on that side, which is nice to see. Now, what's working against the situation? We have the Five of Swords in reverse. So I do feel that there's a situation where one person feels taken advantage of or used by a past partner, someone that they were seeking a love relationship with, and they're holding on to those feelings. There's a lot of pain, hurt associated with someone feeling defeated, or feeling like someone's had the upper hand and gotten away with something. So the weakness here is holding on to that feeling, and as a result having it manifest in very dark energy, very much a feeling here of someone who feels like someone's done something wrong. And because they're feeling that way, they can't get past that. They can't get past that more darker kind of energy. And they're really hoping to come out of this. But what's keeping them there is their thoughts. How they're thinking about this unrequited love situation is keeping them in this darker place. If they can open their eyes and see that there could be a chance to have something better in their life, then I think that the problem that they would see is it's how they're thinking about love, how they're thinking about past love. Very difficult past energy. It's like someone who's gone through a string of difficult relationships and loses hope as a result of other people taking advantage of them, or causing them a lot of anguish.
All right, so looking over here at the weakness for this person, we have the King of Cups as a weakness. I'm getting this as being somebody who's supportive of somebody who's had an unrequited love, but not with this person, with somebody else. And I see this nurturing actually as being a weakness, because it's almost like, this person really doesn't want what this person's offering. There's the nurturing, the compassion it's because they're all tied up in this dark energy that's resulted from this unrequited love. Yeah, it brings me back to this card here. There's Orpheus and Eurydice here. And it's about acceptance and limitations. It's about accepting that it's over. Everything's been done that can possibly be done. Nothing more can be done about it. So it's time to accept that situation.
Yeah, and that is a card of acceptance as well. Accepting defeat, admitting defeat, having to walk away from something, even though you didn't want to. That's the troubling thing. Now, when it comes to what you should continue to do here, Scorpio, we've got the Page of Pentacles in the reverse. So it's interesting when that comes up as what you should continue to do, because it speaks of not taking opportunities, not putting the effort in, kind of having expectations that things will work out without putting effort into it. So I'm going to pull one card on that as clarification, as why the Page of Pentacles in reverse is coming up as what you should continue to do. Okay, the Ace of Swords. All right, well, that makes more sense, because it tells me that you need to continue to push towards gaining greater clarity about where you should put your efforts towards.
Yeah, it's interesting though, because you see this person over here has the Page of Pentacles in the upright. So they're willing to put that effort in, willing to do that. And it seems like this person here is being called to not do that yet.
Well, they need to find out where they need to put their efforts towards.
Right.
I think that there's confusion. There's a lot of confusion about the effort being put forward by the other person.
Right.
I get it's because I feel that it's about someone who's gone through a lot of difficulty, not only with this current relationship, but in the past. They're starting to think to themselves, well, I really feel like I deserve love. I feel like I want more than what someone has provided to me in the past or what someone is providing to me now. I might have to walk away from this even though I really don't want to. Should I admit defeat? But there's a real need to get clarity about whether this is something that you should just give up on and walk away from before you do it. I get the temptation is there just to say, what, I'm going to walk away from this because it seems like someone's going through... I get that other person might have been going through some kind of darker energy where they were not able to provide this Scorpio. Maybe this can be vice versa. With love, with attention. It might have been any number of issues that were holding them back, keeping them from opening up that loving kind of connection. But this person wants to feel that love. They want to feel those messages of love coming through. They recognize, I think, they've tried to be there while someone's been going through a confusing period of their life. But they get to a point here, or they could potentially get to a point where they say, you know what, I've done all I can, and now I have to kind of move on from this. But they're being asked to make sure that they are very clear before they do anything here, to just kind of take this opportunity off the table, because it seems to me like someone is they are trying.
Yeah, so you see this Orpheus and Eurydice here. That's about accepting those limitations. Doing it all you possibly can, but recognizing that maybe it's just time to move on from it.
Right.
Okay, looking over here at what this person should keep doing. We have the Seven of Swords in the reverse. I'm not getting this as this person needing to make some sort of amends. I think it's being willing to accept somebody trying to make amends for something.
Okay. Let's have a look and see what you should not do. The Seven of Pentacles. Stay too long in this period of contemplation, assessment. it's really this kind of call to action. On one hand, you're being asked to make certain, act with clarity, act with purpose, and on the other hand, you're being advised to not put all of your eggs in kind of one basket here. I get that you've spent a lot of time putting work into a relationship here, Scorpio. You've been waiting for things to pay off patiently in the past, but now there's this element of, is this going to work, or am I just wasting my time? Am I wasting my effort waiting around for somebody to start showing their love to me while they are perhaps, I get it as there's something that they've done in the past where they've taken their eye off a relationship. It might have been cheating, it might have been something that's seen as a betrayal. They need to continue to get themselves out of confusion, to get themselves out of that darker kind of energy and start to see things more clearly. Get turning over a new leaf, making amends, doing the right thing. But I think that they might need to do that sooner rather than later, because I get the person here, the Scorpio, but again, can be vice versa, is someone who is getting a little bit tired of the waiting game, of putting all of the effort in and having to sit back and wait for something to happen.
All right, looking over here at what this person should stop doing. We have the Nine of Cups in the upright. Yeah, I think it's about wishing and hoping. I look down here at the star in reverse here, and basically I think that's mirrored over here in what they should stop doing. They should not be wishing and hoping for a good outcome here. Mainly it's about putting the work in, I think, rather than just wishing for something.
Yeah, and with that card there of Orpheus and Eurydice, what I get around that is that you could potentially, there could be a great loss here, a loss of someone, because of looking back at the past, wishing for something from the past, looking back too much at perhaps a former relationship, and thereby, wishing for something, wishing to be something to be returned from the past, and then looking around and it's gone, and then you also have lost out on a relationship that you currently have as well because of that looking back at the past kind of energy. That's what I'm getting. Now, the outcome here, Scorpio, for you is the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. So for you, there's a recognition that while you could be on your own, you probably have the means, you can support yourself. You'd rather not be, because I get that you've put a lot of work into this, you've put a lot of effort into making a relationship work with this person. There's a sense here of being alone, being independent, but being unhappy about it. So that's why you need to be doubly sure before you give up on something here.
All right, so looking at the outcome for this person, we have the Hanged Man, which is about sacrifice. It's about enlightenment as well. It's about a realization. You see the sun around this man's head here as he looks towards something and finds a new perspective or sees things differently. And it's interesting energy. I'm really interested to see how this pans out in the second part.
Yeah. That person over there does have love to give, and I see that with the Nine of Cups and the King of Cups. It's just a question of where they're focusing that love. Because if they're focusing on what's behind them or what's been lost to them, then and wishing for something to be returned that can't be returned, then that's the thing that needs to be sacrificed here. But this person, I have it as you, Scorpio, but it can of course be the opposite way around. I see you as trying to make a relationship work with someone who is stuck in the past, or still wishing for something to return from the past. And as a result, I get that you may be considering admitting defeat here and saying, look, I've put enough effort into this. The love is dying out here. I'm going to have to go and be on my own, even though I'd rather not do that. It's a tough position that this Scorpio is being put in, but they want to feel warmth again. They want to feel good about their surroundings, and they don't want to feel left out or left behind by someone, especially someone who is actually just pining or wishing for the return of something that isn't even there. I see that card as grasping for someone that they can't grasp.
Well, because they're disappearing.
Because they're disappearing.
You can see that in the picture.
Yeah.
She's disappearing at that point.
Yeah.
As he looks back at her.
Right. So we'll see where this goes in part 2, Scorpio. I hope that you join us. The link is below in the descriptions box. It'll be about another 30 to 40 minute reading, be clarifying everything on the table. Richard will be doing a Lenormand card spread as well to see where this goes. And we'll also be pulling some further oracles, so please do join us there if this is resonating. If it's not resonating, please be sure to check out our Soulful Repair playlist on the channel. There you'll find readings that are done in the he said, she said style, but they're not sign dependent, so you may find something that resonates more there if this is not resonant with you. And remember, Scorpio, this can be vice versa, or this could be somebody around you that you are a family member, someone that you recognize in this spread as well. So we wish you the best here, Scorpio. If you'd like a personal reading, you can email us. We're offering a special he said, she said personal reading at the moment, a reduced price, so you can email me, gypsyinsights@gmail.com. Wishing you the best. We'll see you in part 2, or we will speak to you soon.
Goodbye and good luck, Scorpio.